subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
But we are in here nevertheless. Let me give a shout out real quick to some of the family. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me correctly. If you guys can hear me good, y'all give me a thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give a real quick shout out, Brother Raheem. I ain't seen you in a minute. Raheem in the house. Nikki the God in the house. Solan in the house. Grinds TV. Noel. Sir Mike Hoodoo. Stephanie. Let me see. Joe Budden's fan page. Brother Arian, Sexy D, Briss, Malcolm. Shout out to everybody. Brother Barack, I see you. But family, what is happening? Family, the year is starting off crazy, ain't it? Family, the first day of the year ain't even over. And we got terrorist attacks happening the first day of the year. And that is not no coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a coincidence. There's been a lot happening on this first day. Now, even before this day, just leading up to it, remember yesterday I talked about how the FBI found a cache of explosives at a man's house in Virginia. It's the largest seizure of homemade explosives in FBI history. This was in Virginia this week. They had some white supremacists out there with a gang of explosives. So these people have been planning something. They've been planning on launching attacks. You're not stockpiling all of them explosives and you ain't planning nothing. That's just one who got caught. There's a bunch of them out here. And these people have been waiting for the right time. 2025 is the right time. There was a terror attack in Vegas outside of the Trump Towers. There was a terror attack in New Orleans. As we know, on Bourbon Street, somebody rammed a truck down the street. He allegedly had an ISIS flag on the back of it. There was just a shooting in Queens, New York. We don't know what that's about. There's like 11 people got injured. Now, that could have been some hood shit. I don't know. But it's a weird energy going on the first day. Now, that Queens shooting just happened earlier, like a few hours ago. Oh boy, this is going to be a hell of a year, man. This is going to be a hell of a year. The energy, it's a very interesting energy that's going on. We're going to break this thing down from a logistic standpoint, from a metaphysical standpoint. I don't want to get too deep with that, but I do want people to realize that 2025, I don't want to put the tinfoil kufi on and get too metaphysical, but you break down 2025, that equals 9. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5, 9. So 2025, it equals, when you break the numbers down, it equals to 9, and 9 is completion. 9 is renewal. People are trying to complete something. People are trying to finish something. People are trying to replenish something. There's going to be major changes this year, ladies and gentlemen. 9 represents completion. It represents transformation. It represents a spiritual awakening. And we're starting to see it on the first day. Excuse me. Now, in Vegas, somebody drove a Cybertruck up in front of the Trump Towers and detonated some explosives. Now, they're saying that the Cybertruck, the way that Cybertruck is built, that contained a lot of the damage because the Cybertrucks are very sturdy. Elon Musk has been bragging. He's been using this explosive thing as a selling point for the Cybertruck. He's been spinning and splaining all day. Like, look how sturdy the Cybertruck is. So that's a good way to spin it. But yeah, that was also a very symbolic thing, that somebody would drive their Cybertruck up to the Trump Towers and then set it off because a lot of these right wingers they've been mad at um, Elon Musk. They've been kind of ticked off at him. Also, the guy up in Vegas, they're saying he was a military guy. I'm thinking they were saying he was a Navy SEAL. The guy in New Orleans who ran through the crowd, and I think it's like, is it 15 people dead down in New Orleans? He was a military guy. The guy up in Vegas, he rented that Cybertruck off the Tubo app. This is where they're saying he rented that Cybertruck because that was a rental. He rented it off Tubo. Guess where the New Orleans guy rented his truck? Because his truck was rented. He rented it from Tubo. It's a hell of a coincidence, ain't it? Y'all Google what I'm saying. Google that. There's a lot of coincidences happening. These guys take out two terrorist attacks, same day, both military guys, both use the same app to rent the damn cars. Come on, man. Ain't there many damn coincidences in the world, huh? And also, they're saying that the guy in New Orleans, um, Shamsud-Din Jabbar, that's his name. And there's some sketchy stuff on his background. Um, this guy, some people are saying that his father was Moroccan. We're not sure where his mother is from. This guy was living in Texas. He was doing real estate. He has a video where he was talking about his real estate company. Um, People are still looking in the background at this guy, but he wasn't one of us. We do know, I think his dad was a Moroccan. This is what I'm hearing. Thing. And more information is coming out about this guy. We do know that he killed down there were several FBAs that he ran down. One, an 18-year-old sister who was on her way to college. That's sad. I know it was a foundational Black American brother who was a father. There was some Hispanic woman. There were a few people. But yeah, the guy, the the Duncan guy, this guy was clicked in with ISIS. And they're saying that there were some videos where he was saying some pro-ISIS stuff. I haven't seen that, but I'm just reading some of the reports as they come in. Man, are we under attack right now? Are we under a damn attack right now? Good freaking grief. It's getting crazy out here. Also, man, in the last week, just a lot of stuff is happening, man. The last week, it was 4 plane crashes this week around the world. There were 4 plane crashes this week alone in different parts of the world. So is technology tripping? What's going on? Is AI? Are we doing are we living in the Matrix? The movie The Matrix was about basically AI technology taking over humanity and turning on humanity. That's what the movie The Matrix was about. These planes dropping out of the sky. Is that technology turning on us? What is going on out here? Just I saw something, speaking of AI, one of these automated cars, these cars that drive people around. It was one brother, he was in a car, one of those cars, and it was just driving him in circles, and he had to call somebody to get the car to stop. The car was malfunctioning. And then that was very dangerous. I'm like, what if these cars say, hey, I'm about to go on a suicide mission? What if the car flips out? What if the car gets depressed and say, hey, I'm about to crash out? Yeah. These AI entities seem very temperamental. So it's a very interesting time we're going into, ladies and gentlemen. And did you see the press conference down there? A lot of the right wingers, they were upset. It was the mayor down there in New Orleans. She was like, "Yeah, this is a terrorist attack." And then they had this spokesperson, this sister who was a spokesperson for the FBI. She got up there. She was like, "No, it's not a terrorist attack. What happened is not a terrorist attack." And then they had to come back and circle back and say, yes, it was a terrorist attack and there are more people involved. But they were very mad at that. A lot of the right wingers were mad at the FBI spokesperson, the black lady. It was a lady named Al. What's her name? Althea Duncan. Alethea Duncan, I think that's her name. Boy, they were really mad at her. They were calling her a DEI hire, the little code words for black folks that they have. And she had a nose ring, so they were going to town on that. Like, who is this DEI hire wearing a nose ring? They were just going in on her. And by the way, when she was talking, I was getting Caribbean vibes from that lady, that Alethea Duncan. I'm really getting some Caribbean vibes from her. I heard a slight Caribbean accent with her. So that's neither here nor there. My thing is we just got to really keep our eyes open out here. The Super Bowl is about to happen down there in New Orleans. So security is going to be super duper extra tight now with these terrorist attacks happening. And FBA family, be safe out here. Watch where you go. Watch who you're with. Keep your eyes open. Everybody kind of look out for each other. It's getting real out here. We need some calls from the family. Let's get some calls. Let me have the family chime in. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me get the writer in here. Then we'll get Ryan Bliss in here. Then we'll get Wakil in here. Then Black by Popular Man. So let's get Ryan Bliss first. What's up, Ryan? Go ahead, Ryan. All right, while we're waiting on Ryan to get it together, let's get the writer in the building. The writer.
Yo, peace, family. How y'all doing?
I'm good, writer. How are you, brother?
Doing good, fam. Doing good. I want to give you a shout out on the calculation of that of the nine for the year, man. That's actually really important because I'm a part of an indigenous nation, and we rock with the Mayan calendar. You know, it's a
Oh,
system we roll with.
yes.
And that the nine actually absolutely does represent completion in that system. You know, that's the Black American system. A lot of people aren't familiar with. Yeah, well, I mean, you did it in the movie, so you already know. But that's a Black American system.
Uh-huh.
So the nines represents completion, but it also represents Mars. So for the year, what we're our position in is that this is going to be a Mars year, which deals with disputes, fighting, turned up energy. You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff. And literally right now, it's funny that you're breaking all this stuff down because I'm using that system right now because you can do investigations with the Mayan calendar system. And we're dealing with a friend who looks like she just went missing on New Year's. Like
Mm,
but a Black American sister out on New Year's. You know what I mean? Like, my thing is like, yo, we need more men on code. It's more structured than a lot of our people is used to. But when you going out, bro, like, well, women, you need like a man just in the vicinity somewhere nearby. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's the code we try to roll out with. So we're calculating now to kind of try to like see what's going on with the sister, find out what's popping. But you're absolutely right. Nine, this is a turned up year and it's already showing itself. And it's a retrograde currently.
yeah,
We're in the retrograde shadow till the 5th. So when you're talking about the plane issues and technology stuff, that's a major factor too. So, but shout out to you on breaking down the energies of that, fam, for sure.
man, my man. I respect that. Thank you so much, my man, bro. He really put some more context to it. That's great information. Great information. And my brother Macau just hit me up. Yeah, nine also represents a paradigm shift. Yeah, things are gonna change, man. Things are changing this year. Things are already changing. We got to get ready. We got to get ready for new changes, a new paradigm shift, which is needed. Let's get Black by Popular Demand. Unmute your microphone, sir. Go ahead, Black by Popular Demand. You want to unmute your mic? All right. Since Black by Popular Demand is not saying anything, let's get Wakil in the building. Wakil?
Yeah, can
I can hear you, Wakil. Go ahead.
yeah, I think this do a lot. Israel.
Oh, what
because they need.
breaking up, Wakil? What's going on with your phone, brother? You're
Oh,
breaking up.
I'll leave out.
Okay. Yeah, this brother sound like he's in a tunnel somewhere. Isha Ya.
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? What I'm hearing, like apparently about the dude from New Orleans, he's bi-ethnic. Have you heard that yet?
Yeah, because somebody said that his mother was Creole, but I haven't seen anything to suggest that. So
I mean, they pulled up his family records. Like a lot of his family's like from Louisiana on his mother's side.
okay.
Yeah, so that's just about it. But that's
Okay.
all I wanted to say. Much support and much shout out to the FBA family.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we're still trying to get confirmation on that, but we do. I've seen some stuff where it said that his father was a Moroccan dude, and there's a lot of stuff that's unconfirmed. But yeah, the dude don't look like he don't look like no damn FBA. You look at him, he don't look like no FBA. Yeah, so there's something going on, and yeah, FBA, we ain't rocking with no damn ISIS, and we ain't running down other FBAs in the streets. Yeah, dude ran down some FBA folks, man. That not cool. Not cool at all. Let's get best lawyer ever. Let's get the best lawyer ever in the building. What's going on, best lawyer? Mr. Lawyer.
You doing, sir?
Hey, brother, how are you, my brother?
I'm excellent, man. I'd just like to say there is a lot going on in terms of the Middle East and even America, false flags. I am a real attorney in California and Missouri. And I think people really need to pay attention to what's going on with Israel,
Mm-hmm.
with Gaza, Syria, um, Yemen, all this stuff, Russia, Ukraine, this ISIS stuff. Israel and ISIS is close. They've never attacked Israel. Israel is supporting who was former ISIS, but is now the head guy in charge in Syria. They will be pushing more false flag stuff like 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
like they did before, and to get a reaction, to have people scared of Muslims. I'm not a Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of and the other thing is these army vets, people be like, oh, army vets, yeah. They get tired because they know that our government is full of it. And they
Mm-hmm.
know that they have us doing things. So of course they're kind of the main ones that first flip when they come home and they see like, yo, this is some BS. So instead of like people like, terrorism and not like really looking between the lines, like really pay attention to what's going on in the news. I would also say just a free stock tip, man, buy Tesla tomorrow. Get up at 4:30 a.m., get in the pre-market. I guarantee you it's gonna pop because that thing, that truck, it the way it was built, that's why it didn't explode like a normal vehicle or something would have done. And
Right.
then maybe it was sent as a message, but I guarantee you, if y'all want to make some money, man, I'll buy Tesla tomorrow.
Mm. Now, bro, how long you been practicing law?
18 years, criminal defense, civil rights. I mainly sue San Bernardino County because they do crooked shit at West Valley. And in terms of criminal defense, I've won 7 out of 11 murder trials. I'm the man in San Bernardino County, California.
Okay, you still out here in California?
I am.
Well, my man, we got to chop it up, man, because I've been wanting to connect with brothers and lawyers out here so we can talk about getting think tanks and super PACs and just putting together some stuff for the political game.
For sure, man. And if anybody ever get in trouble in San Bernardino County, I'm the man. But start like reading Haaretz, Haaretz. Read like that's the Israeli newspaper. Um, you got to see it from that side, man, because what's going on, there is a lot of bigger stuff going on. And if you aren't really paying attention to what's going on, you get lost into this race stuff or, Mexicans or this and that. Man, it's so much other stuff going on. It's about trillions of dollars worth of minerals. This Africa thing is on point. Shout out to all my Africans, my Nigerians that's holding it down and figuring out that export import. If African Americans really want to, do something to make a change in this country, we have to form an alliance with Africans and really get export import like the Chinese have with the Chinese here, like the Indians have with the Indians here. Like every other culture is able to do that, but we haven't been able to do that because we don't have a quote unquote connection. That's what I think is the missing link to so where we can kind of free ourselves from them, quote unquote, and have our own economy, but we gotta come together and stop, fighting and hating on each other. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Right, my man. All right, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank
For
you so.
sure.
All right, let's get some more folks in here. A lot of people in the building. A lot of people in here. Brother, let me get brother Wakil back here to see if he's ready. Then we're going to get Carissa, Miss Carissa. Let's get Wakil again. Wakil.
I just want to piggyback off of what the brother said and also address the African idea
Yeah.
and connect with them on commerce. As long as they want that, with us as African Americans, I don't see a problem with it. The only issue I see is that most of them are clannish and they only mess with their own ethnic group, especially when it comes to business. So that's the only issue I see with that. As far as this thing that's happening with all these explosions, I think that it's Mossad. This is definitely Israel because Israel wants the Middle East. They want that entire region, and they need the U.S. to go ahead and fund it and send troops over there. So that's what I think is happening.
Interesting perspective. Very interesting. Let's get Carissa in here.
Hi.
Hey, beloved, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling from Georgia.
Oh, what's on your mind, dear?
Yes. I always like it's crazy about how all this stuff that's happening in December, like leading up to the new year, has been happening with all these immigrants. That from what it seems like that they've been attacking people and setting people on fire. And I just seen before I went to bed was that they was even attacking people at the border. A Venezuelan guy attacked a border agent
Yeah.
trying to get across the border.
Mhm.
But I was in the military I was active duty for like 4 years. And I was surprised to see that there was people that wasn't American citizens that was in the military. And I always thought that it was supposed to be American, that you had to be like American to be in there. And I would ask, why are you? I said, I asked one of them, like, are you able to be in the military? And they was like, oh, this is how I can get my citizenship. And even after I did 4 years, and then I ended up doing reserves. And it was a guy, he was from Panama, and he didn't want to give up his citizenship because he could go to where he could go I think secret, not secret. I forgot what it was, but he had to give up his citizenship, but he didn't want to give up his dual citizenship because in case Panama wanted him, like if he needed to fight for his country, he wanted to go back to Panama to fight. But he was a sheriff here in Georgia in Cobb County. And he was also serving in the military in the reserves, in the Navy reserves. And he was a sheriff. But if his country needed him in Panama, he wanted to go back and help them fight. And at that time I had been listening to like your documentaries and that just didn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
So like even when we have like our baseball teams and they have all these people come from different countries, and it used to be just Black Americans that they was getting, but now when it get closer to like the 2000s, it's a lot of people from other Spanish countries, or I guess Latin countries, to where now they're mainly here, and you don't really have any Black American men that's on the baseball teams and stuff. And even with football, I think I done seen they done been going over to Africa, teaching them how to play football.
There it is. All right. Well, thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate you. Let me get Miss Jessie in here. Then we'll get Sean. Jessie, you want to unmute your mic? All right, Jessie ain't so.
Peace. I'm sorry. I was trying to get to the mic.
How you
Um, I'm well. How are you? How are you?
doing?
Peace to the room. Clarissa, thank you for that. That insight. I did not know that was going on, and that these things were going on. I guess I just wanted to speak to very quickly the just like some economic commerce options that we do have that are in place or are being built. I'm not really sure where many folks are, but your local UNIA organizations, um, or Malcolm X grassroots movements, MXGM. Um, I know I'm here in Philly. We have in New York have some direct connections overseas in Ethiopia, and a few other countries in Africa, that are engaging in supporting them with like building liberation farms, as well as seeking this like import spaces over here to make those like to make those transactions happen. And so I just want folks to be able, to turn to those local organizations and just invest in some of the work that's already already being blueprinted, and to build onto that.
Now,
um
have they done anything that's sustainable and tangible so far? Because that's been
mhm.
cat's been
Right.
planning, but nobody ever sees anything materialize from this stuff.
Oh, yes. So for instance, so like I said, I'm in Philly, but we do a lot of communications and programming with New York location, right? Because you each have your local chapters, but then you have like the whole organization, right? So for instance, New York has an African, a Black African, like cooperative, that's been opened up for a while and had its first share of investments, um in I think 2020 or 2021, and has since doubled in return on investments each year.
Hmm.
And then those and so right, we just had a meeting in December about what folks would like to do with the collective of those funds, which is get a bigger space, right? Because actually, the problem in the space in New York is that we need more space, and that this new space would be, um, like an import, right? And so and warehousing, or like and so some of the issues can be the gatekeeping, right, of like no one wanting to, give import access of warehouses to um Black organizations, right? But if we are doing that collective of like, we have folks who might be in real estate, right, that could probably point us towards um some better options, uh and things like that. And then um in regards to the liberation farms, we have connections in Venezuela
Okay.
and Costa Rica.
Okay.
um
Okay. Let me land your plane. See, this is what I'm saying. Hold on. Thank you, sister. No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. This is what I'm saying. When it comes to that, this is the problem. When it comes to doing business with the people overseas, particularly Africa, it's never clear and concise. That's the problem. It don't sound good the way you're describing it. You understand? It sounds, it's just a lot of, it gets into plebiscitism. It's never clear, to the point, concise. To be honest, when this was talking, I don't even know what she was talking about. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't even know what she was talking about. No disrespect to you, beloved. I know you're doing your best, but a lot of us, I'm gonna speak for me. I don't know what you're talking about. It was basically what we heard. Yeah, we got farms and places like Venezuela. We're going to be building and doing things, and yeah, that's not selling it real good. Y'all not selling the package real good, and that's the problem. Basically, that's a long way to say ain't really nothing really popping like that. I would love to do business internationally with Black people globally. I would love that. But when we try to do it, unfortunately, we go over to these places and there's a lot of finessing going on. There's a lot of brothers and sisters who go over there to West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. They try to do business, try to get land, and there's all types of land finesses going on. It becomes a huge finesse, and then you invest in land, and I'm hearing stories about people taking the land, and it becomes a weird finesse in too many cases. Yeah. Unfortunately, now there's some people who are doing good. My brother Sinclair, I got a brother Sinclair. He was over in Zimbabwe dealing with cryptocurrency. He's doing relatively great over there. So yeah, there's some people. Our brother Macau does great things over there. You have a couple of people who know how to really get it in. My brother Thurston was over in parts of Africa getting it popping. You know, but these guys kind of know how to navigate. Some of these guys are street dudes, so they know how to navigate and play past the BS. They know how to see the BS coming a mile away, so they kind of know how to play past it. Yeah. But a lot of people go over there and there's a lot of finessing. We got to be very honest with some of this stuff. Let's get brother Sean in here.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, Sean. How are you, sir?
Doing well, doing well. So getting back to the conversation about all the things that happened today, I'm really just thinking about where they want to divert the focus off of, and you're thinking about the visa conversation that's been happening on this space over the last like week and a half, roughly,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seems so convenient that it's still there. You're still seeing a little bit there, but now it's all about sort of they always revert back to the common enemy, right? So this seems like a perfect sort of diversion to like get the focus away from that, from the fracturing of, the tech elites in MAGA versus sort of the American first folks. Um, and there's a lot of folks that were actually, you know, I can't, really speak to their belief, but they were actually sort of aligning with Black Americans and saying American first,
Right.
and why are we not bolstering the education around STEM here, and why our folks aren't getting these opportunities. And you couple that with the Cybertruck blowing up in front of Trump, like that almost seems like too convenient. Something like the brother said earlier that would push the Tesla stock price up,
Yeah.
and act as a symbolism. So I think you always have to think about where they're trying to take the conversation. I think the conversation of last week really made a lot of folks uncomfortable. I've never seen Indian folks get this much heat ever.
Yeah.
And conveniently now we're all focused on, well, they're all focused on common enemies, right? So even Vivek, the minute he knew he fucked up, he wanted to jump back on DEI and affirmative action,
Right. Right.
right? And for him, he's like, well, I knew I fucked up. I kind of put my foot in my mouth, and what can I do to unite us all and sort of, course correct? Or let's just, let's kick Black people down. That's always like the knee jerk reaction.
Oh yeah.
So they did that, and then now that's like, now we have terrorists, and
Mhm.
now everything's about that, and not about these visas, and not about making sure that folks that have roots here are getting these jobs and getting these opportunities. And we were kind of just sitting back and just watching. Some folks are saying I told you so, and others are just with popcorn just looking and just saying, yeah, we know it, we're used to this. And now conveniently the conversation is elsewhere, and we'll see if that conversation ever gets picked back up. But I just find it really convenient that this is happening now, considering the magna fragmentation that was happening so close to inauguration.
Yep. Great point, brother. Thank you so much. And you know what, man? A lot of people are making a shift to more to the grassroots, especially us in foundational Black American society. Even the dominant society, they want to get to some grassroots stuff. A lot of people are turning on the corporate establishment. because they feel like everybody feels wronged by the corporate establishment, white, black, and everybody. Um, our delineation movement, a huge grassroots movement that actually crashed an election. That's powerful. I always go back to that. The election, well, the Democrats, it didn't crash the election, but it crashed the Democrats in the election. That was very powerful, and that was a grassroots movement. People are now looking for more grassroots and community-driven solutions for certain things, and this goes for the dominant society as well to a certain degree. Remember the guy who shot that CEO of the healthcare um, facility? People are looking at him as a hero. Don't forget, there's a reason why people are like, hey, man, he did a great thing getting that corporate leech out of here, because these insurance companies have been screwing people. You understand? People are tired of being screwed by a handful of the elite. So that's why people are like, good riddance. This is going to be an amazing time. It's going to be a very interesting time right now.